Nessa Nation, we are back on Hold My Banner. You see the tweet on your screen. ESPN put out the second part of the top 100 players list. Have Jaylen Brown 19th in the NBA, Derrick White 26th. You know, I pulled up the list, Ountae, and, it starts obviously, it goes in descending order, so it starts right away at 50.
Yeah.
Oh, Kristaps Porzingis. Oh, wait a minute. He's a Hawk.
Yeah.
But he's ranked 50th, in case you're curious. The movement, though, with no Jayson Tatum, seemingly for the whole year, at least for now, he's not on the list. We know that much. Jaylen Brown has actually dropped year to year from 14 to 19, while Derrick White has climbed from 39 to 26. I want to get to White, but first with Brown. I think intuitively, most people would say, well, there's no Jayson Tatum, so Jaylen, if you wanted to call him a 1B, well, he's a 1A now. So how exactly in the scope of the top 100 ESPN did he go down in the rankings by losing Jayson Tatum? Doesn't that mean more shots, more points, more opportunity, more minutes, all this stuff? How did you interpret it?
I projected it as they were looking towards the future, which is this list, them projecting at the end of the season who's going to be where. And I think they are saying, what a lot of people are saying is that the Boston Celtics are not going to be a very good basketball team. And because they think that, the narrative surrounding Jaylen Brown will be a little bit lower than what we expect here in Boston.
Good player, bad team.
Good player, bad team. Now, is he better than Jimmy Butler right now today? I think so. Is he better than Paolo Banchero right now today? I would say so as well.
Yep, two guys that are in front of him, 18, 17.
So,
Devin Booker, 16. Donovan Mitchell, 15. Anthony Davis, 14.
100%.
Just to give you the 14 to 19 where he was.
A lot of guys who didn't win.
Yeah.
A lot of guys who have been, 1, 2, blah, 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 on teams that we thought pegged as contenders, whatever you want to call it, and didn't get it done. But guess who did get it done? Jaylen Brown, you know what I mean? He always shows up like your good old trusty friend that comes up to your door every day, knocking, asking your mom if you can come ride bikes. He always shows up, you know what I'm saying? So I love the fact that they're pegging Jaylen Brown as 19 because you know what I love about Jaylen Brown is he's petty. He's petty, just like me a little bit. And he takes notes. And he says, oh, ESPN, you want to say that I'm the 19th best player in the league when I have this long list of accolades? Great. Guess what I'm going to do to you? I'm going to come in and hopefully average 26-7 a game and get 8 rebounds a game and 6 assists a game. And, oh, look at that. Jaylen Brown is in top 10 NBA MVP finalist award at the end of the year. And I'm like, wow, look at this dude. You told me that he was the 19th best. And there's not 10 dudes who are better than this kid.
He might hang on to some stuff a little too long. I'm not sure he still needs to, after being the highest paid player in the NBA briefly, he doesn't need to still hang on to, but the fans booed me on draft night. Like,
you're right.
All right, you've won a championship. People
You're
love you. Relax.
Yeah.
Just a smidge there. The Derrick White thing, though,
yes,
I think is interesting, I think is predictable, and I think is accurate,
yes,
which is him rising from 39 to 26. Now, you could take this and say, what is that? What should we read into that in terms of him growing as a player and his personal development and all of those things? Maybe you view it differently. The way that I look at it, very simply, is if you have watched a moment of Celtics basketball when either Tatum or Brown were out and White elevated to become the number 2, you saw that the responsibility increased exponentially.
Yes.
All of a sudden, Derrick White, he's elevated. He's become your second scoring option, generally speaking. So the fact that he has climbed in the rankings, to just outside of the top 25 makes perfect sense to me. He should, I don't know that he will, but he should average 20 points a game this year.
Yes, I agree. I think that he should be in the All-Star conversation by the time we get to January when that happens, or February when that happens. My thing is, I think we need to slow down just a tad on the Derrick White thing.
He's going to talk about this on his podcast.
I love Derrick White, and I hope that he talks about it on the podcast. I hope that he comes and joins us.
Yeah, we'll cross-promote White and always hop on with us, man.
Here's the thing about Derrick White. High level role player. Like you said, elevates in those moments. But just like with Payton Pritchard, everyone's real quiet when he has the nights where he's freaking 1 for 17. You know what I mean? Everyone's real quiet when he has 6 points, and no one says anything about it. And that's great. But if you're talking about a top 25 guy in this league,
Yeah.
with the talent that we have spread around this league right now, like those dudes I'm at least getting double figures every single night.
Yeah.
Derrick White has to do that. We've seen him shy away and go away for quarters, halves, games, weeks, sometimes even a month at some point earlier in this season. Yep, last year there was a month where I was like, all right, Derrick White, like we got Tatum, we got Brown, we got KP,
Quit with those
we
Sam
got
Adams
Drew.
commercials. We need you to back on the court.
But we
Focus.
need you hooping. Luckily, you got 5, 6, 7 dudes at the time who are fringe all-star level players, right? But this year they don't have it. He can't hide anymore, right? So I just want to slow down a little bit on the Derrick White push. I hope that he can be a fringe all-star guy. I believe that he could be that guy. But, when we're getting in the top 25 NBA players, I think we're doing a little too much.
A guy who is not yet in the top 25, give it time, our pal Payton Pritchard.
Yes.
He has, however, cracked the top 100 for the first time in his career. Obviously, ESPN has watched some highlight reels of these, Pro-Am Pritchard games where he's putting up 80-plus points on the gym, against a bunch of people that play like me, basically. He's killing it.
Right.
He's out there killing it. So Pritchard, during the championship year a couple of years ago, all those last-second heaves and the buzzer beaters and all that. Like I used to refer to Pritchard as, like a special NFL special teams player. Like he'd come in just for a certain purpose. Obviously, last year we saw him really emerge into a more pivotal role, sixth man of the year, and a consistent contributor, leader of the second unit, all of these things. Is it right, for him to now be viewed as a top 100 player in the NBA? And honestly, have we even scratched the surface of what his ceiling is?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good thing that he's a top 100 player, and I think it is right to put him in that list because he's earned it, he's snatched it, he's taken it. Whatever adjective you want to describe or verb that you want to take to use to describe what Payton Pritchard has done over the last 2 or 3 years in a Boston Celtics jersey, he has been phenomenal. Look, Payton Pritchard has not hit his ceiling yet. We're going to see what his ceiling is this year when he's starting point guard for the Boston Celtics. We're going to see.
You convinced of that?
I'm convinced.
I don't think that's a lock.
You don't think that's a lot?
No.
I think that it's going to be one of those things that I've told George, I think last episode or maybe 2 episodes ago, we talked about it, and I said, at the beginning of the season, that's a lock. He will be the starter. I think as the ebbs and flows of the Payton Pritchard experience goes, because there are going to be the nights where he is going to go out there and he has to play the Cleveland Cavaliers, the guarding 6'7" Lonzo Ball. And
You're taking it the other way. I don't think it's a knock on Pritchard so much as Joe really likes him running the second unit.
Yeah.
Providing that spark plug, Eddie House microwave offense off the bench.
Yeah, but who's to say Anthony Simons can't be that same guy?
He could.
He might be a better scorer
than
Payton Pritchard is. I mean, I've seen him do it in starting minutes, you know what I mean, before. Once again, good player, bad team.
You get no defense out of him, though.
You do get no defense out of him. But with Pritchard, you get the effort and the energy on the defensive end, but there's still the deficiencies. Guys are shooting over him, the strength. People are putting him in the pick and rolls. Everybody's switching. This Boston Celtics team is going to switch as much as possible, too. And when he's switching on the wings like a Paolo Banchero or, the other premier wings in this Eastern Conference, it's going to get a little scary out there on that island. I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah.
So there is going to be the deficiencies that happen there. How much can Payton Pritchard really play on a night in, night out basis for this Boston Celtics team, especially with a coach who's defensively minded like a Joe Mazzulla?
Do we think the rankings are a good barometer for Boston's performance and what's going to happen this year, or do you think it's just kind of highlighting 3 good players and not necessarily acknowledging the team's overall promise?
I think we are getting a little bit of a good barometer. I will say I feel like this list is disrespecting because, once again, it's a projection of what they think is going to happen during this season of who Anthony Simons is. As far as we talked about, you talked about the deficiencies on defense, but him playing in this Joe Mazzulla system, he one of the best pick and roll guards in the league. I mean, the way he reads pick and rolls, the way he can facilitate. I know he didn't facilitate that well.
Look where he was.
Right.
Yeah.
With the Portland Trail Blazers. But they didn't really have the offensive firepower. Defensively, that team is on its way. Offensively, they're still trying to make some strides, right? with this Boston Celtics team, having a Jaylen Brown, having a Derrick White beside him, having a Sam Hauser, even a Payton Pritchard, maybe at times we'll see lineups with that together. He will be able to kick and make those dudes better players. But the way he can shoot it and the things that he can do, it's a lot like what you saw of a young Damian Lillard out there in Portland. So I do think that this is a guy that we'll look at the end of the year as a top 100 guy. But yes, the Boston Celtics do have some work to do, which this list obviously highlighted.
Let me quickly read you ESPN's top 10, reverse order, starting at 10 for those of you at home. Jalen Brunson, obviously of the Knicks. Kevin Durant, now a Houston Rocket, if anybody missed that.
Yep.
LeBron James, still in the top 10. Guy's going to play forever. Steph Curry at number 7. Anthony Edwards at 6. Now your top 5.
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's got nothing around him.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic, reminder, a Laker. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the former reigning MVP and champion. And then still the best in the world in my mind as well, Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets. My question for you is, if we were sitting here talking about a healthy Jayson Tatum, this injury back in May never happens.
Well,
where's he slot in?
4.
4.
I think he's the 4th best player in the NBA right now. I don't think anybody should be questioning that. If he was healthy, that's where he was going into the MVP conversation. That's who he is. That's who he's always been. Is he better than a Shai? Is he better than a Jokic? Is he better than a Luka Doncic?
Well, night to night, any of these guys can be better than the other one.
Exactly.
But overall?
Overall, I think he's the 3rd best player. 4th best player. I would not put Luka in the top 3 conversation. This is once again a projected list and what they think is going to happen with LeBron, maybe sunsetting after this year or whatever. Maybe Luka taking over the reins. Maybe the Lakers leaning a little bit more into Luka, which they hadn't done, obviously, in the short season for him being a Los Angeles Laker last year. But I think it goes Jokic, SGA, Giannis, then Jayson Tatum. I think that's the pecking order. But once again, I think SGA is a product of his environment. I don't know if he's necessarily better than Tatum. That's really kind of where the conversation starts. Is Tatum the 2nd best, 3rd best, 4th best? He's in that range, but no lower than 4.
Top 5 player.
Yes.
Good enough for me. I'll take it.